happened? Okay. Hey everyone. Welcome to another episode of On the Flip Side. Every Monday I host an episode, we'll talk about either mindset on the first Monday of every month, or we'll be talking about every other Monday after that, we'll be talking about anything in real estate. My name is Diana Lizarazo. I am your host, and today we are having Tracey Lee, and she will be talking about mindset. So before we get started, and I'm reading this, so sorry guys, I will have it, but I just want to share with you guys some really exciting news. So I wanted to share with you an exciting opportunity. If you're passionate about real estate investing, networking with like-minded individuals, and expanding your knowledge, I'd like to introduce to you ReFam. ReFam is a dynamic social networking platform for real estate investing enthusiasts like yourself. Whether you are a seasoned pro or just starting, ReFam transforms the way you are investing. Check out in my bio, you'll see the link. And you'll see the link, or you can DM me and I'll send you the details. So let's get started. So on the flip side, Tracey Lee will be discussing, we are going on the topic of discipline. And in discipline, we'll be bringing her on, and I can see that she is here. Perfect. So let's send Tracey Lee some hearts. Let's send her some thumbs up, and let's get excited to have her on. Oh, why am I freezing? Okay. Let me just double check. Okay, I think we're here. Okay, perfect. Hey, Tracey.
Hey! Oh, I'm so
How
excited.
are you?
Woo-woo. I'm good. I'm pumped. I am feeling invigorated today. How are you?
Amazing. I mean, I think we always have amazing conversations, so I'm so excited to have you on. We both love mindset. Tracey Lee's an amazing in mindset. She's going to blow your guys' mind. So Tracey, do you want to just get started and let the viewers know, tell everyone a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so grateful that everyone's joining us today. And yeah, I am obsessed with allowing our minds to help us get what the F we want. like literally, okay? I hit a wall where I'm like, I am done succumbing to all this BS that I just continue to believe and was in my way of getting, what I wanted. And to the point where I actually created the Get Out of Her Damn Way movement. Sorry guys, but all of this pertains to you too. I'm a women empowerment coach. I'm a motivational speaker. I'm the founder and creator of the Get Out of Her Damn Way movement. And I'm a mentor and a leader and all the things. And I'm going to tell you, getting to this point and accelerating my life in ways I didn't think possible took a lot of freaking discipline. Mm-hmm. And there's something about this time of year. My kids are older now, but I said to my husband this morning, I said, I still feel like right after Labor Day is the new year. And
100%.
It's ingrained in my head. I had, kids going to school for, I don't even want to think about how many years, but a long time, that this is the new year. And we're also coming into the last quarter of our year. And like being really intentional is where we need to start. We need to start this road of discipline with our intentionality. And that requires self-discovery. That requires like being really direct, loving, and honest with yourself. Like, really, where am I? And discipline, I know that we talk about so many amazing things, Diana. And I just think, first of all, you're friggin' amazing. And you guys should check out her app and talk about discipline to create what you're creating. Because I know this has been a lot of work. And I know that, something happened to you recently and lit a fire under your butt. And here's the thing, like I heard you announcing it. And honestly, you are a powerhouse. And people, we want to be disruptors in our industry. So whether you're in real estate, you're looking to invest, you're looking to level up your life, level up your relationships, level up your income, it requires demanding stuff of yourself. It requires discipline to get there. And this takes practice, because we are literally disrupting the hard wiring in our minds.
Mm-hmm.
We're disrupting our old patterns. We're disrupting the version of us that got us as far as we've gotten today. But if we're not willing to instill discipline and start like with the willingness to do whatever it takes to create that discipline, then guys, you might as well just, get comfy with your blankie on your couch. And I don't feel like the people that follow you are like that.
Definitely not. Thank you so much for the beautiful words on our application. I have worked so hard. And yeah, discipline. And actually, so let's talk about, because I feel that now that we've been in mindset for quite a while, and you're forging your path and you're doing amazing things in mindset, I feel like our definition of mindset may be different to what other people think about mindset. So I'd love for you to share just like, what is maybe the differences or just mindset and discipline, like how is it different?
To keep it really simple, you either have a lack mindset or a growth mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Like which playground do you want to play in?
Mm-hmm.
And I played in a playground of lack, but here's the thing, I wasn't aware of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I had this little fire in my belly that was like feeling physically a push-pull tug of war. And when I finally started to lean into that and say, okay, this tug of war. So I don't know if you've been experiencing this. Maybe you want to make a shift in your business. Maybe you're just wanting to open up new opportunities. Maybe there's a part of you that's like, I just know there's something more in my life or in me that I am wanting, but I have no freaking idea how to even start or tap into it. You've got to have the discipline and demand yourself enough to actually say, I'm going to actually seek this out. And it's the transition of moving from a mindset of limited mindset, lack mindset. And it's hard to admit this shit. Like, it's really hard. But a growth mindset is the mindset you want to step into. So when it comes to mindset, a growth mindset is going to give you what you want to get where you want to go. It's that simple. A limited mindset is going to keep you right where you are. And it's going to put up a whole, it's going to just like give you all the obstacles, and you're just going to say, okay, well, that's that. And you've got to nourish it, right? Just like, if you're into health and into fitness, like I know both of us are into health and fitness, Diana, and that's taken a discipline. That's taken a growth mindset to say, okay, I'm going to keep growing within this because I know the impacts and I've seen the experiences. Mm-hmm. But a growth mindset in the beginning is really hard, and make it a practice because we like quick results, don't we?
Yeah. Yes. I mean, even with us, now that we're in it, we still want everything to come quickly. We're like, let's grow huge and be massive. Patience, I feel like, also comes with that too, right?
Right? And so we do, right? And we want that. But here's the thing, and I'm experiencing this right now too. And so we get all excited and we're like, yeah, got this. And you're in the energy of maybe people like Diana and like myself, right? When I coach women, they come off my workshops and they're literally vibing high. But here's the thing, the minute they step away, they default right back. You've got to be around people that elevate your vibration, elevate your level of awareness, elevate your discipline, elevate your standards. Like there's no one's going to come and like save you. You got to do this yourself. You got to show up for yourself and stand in the mirror and say, I'm freaking worth it. And I am going to do whatever it takes. And it takes discipline. So you're so right. We want things quickly, but it's the discipline to understand that you have to be willing to screw up, to fall on your face, to fail many times. I mean, the most successful people in the world that you probably like admire and, follow and look up to and maybe even learn from, these people, it just didn't happen easily for anybody. Okay?
100%.
It doesn't. And you shouldn't actually seek that, because I know we hear it's not the destination, it's the journey. Well, it's not just a stupid saying, it's actually real. Like, my journey in my first real year of diving into mentorship and coaching on a deep level changed my life. I mean, my income went up, in ways I didn't actually ever see myself. I never saw what I've experienced possible. And in the beginning, I had to have the discipline to keep going so I could experience that. And
I love that.
and it's necessary. So wherever you're at right now in your life, know that you have everything you need to get there. You just have to be open to being aware that it's there and to actually asking for it and being vulnerable enough to ask for it. I mean, discipline isn't just doing stuff, it's discipline in who you are and what you're capable of. Like, that's actually the hardest discipline. The doing stuff
Disciplining yourself.
doing is
You
just
can tell
doing.
anyone to do something, but when we tell ourselves to do something, right?
Right? Like, we talk about the levels of awareness. Remember, like, so discipline is the fifth level of fourth level of awareness. So there's the animal stage, right, where we're in fear, fight, or flight. We're reacting, we're instead of responding. And then the next stage is the masses stage, where like, we conform. I mean, we're told to go out and play with our friends, but make sure you want to fit in. So, like, that's what you got to do. We've literally been conditioned that way. So the masses is the second, and then the third is that aspiration stage. We're like, ooh, I got something that I really want, and it sounds exciting, but like, you're not willing to do what it takes to get there. And then the fourth stage is discipline, and the discipline is really when we start to actually step over, and it takes discipline to step over the line so we can start having the experiences.
I love that. And I think also basically what you're alluding to is, or actually I'll let you answer this question, is, what can we do to become more disciplined? Like, what helps us, because I feel like there's ways to actually because I feel like, there's just ways to make yourself more disciplined. What tips would you give to the viewers to help them improve their discipline?
Well, I mean, the first thing is, like, you've got to have a strong desire for what you're being disciplined for.
Yeah, exactly.
And most of us have very weak desires. And when we talk about desires, it's like, so I have an idea, and then it can either just go poof and it's gone, or you can hold on to it for a while. No, that's that stage where you're like, okay, I feel this, I want it, but all these other things block you from getting it because you let them outweigh your desire, and that weakens your desire. So, maybe it's, okay, so I'm sure that everybody right now has something that they're working towards to the end of the year. And the thing is, like, having long-term goals is good, but also having short-term goals is actually critical, because short-term goals gives us that sense of urgency. Right? And if we don't have a sense of urgency, it's pretty darn hard to be disciplined. And it's also hard to really, really believe that what we desire is actually going to come into manifestation in our real world. So I would say really, really get clear on what it is that you want. And this is probably one of the hardest things. And before you can get clear on what you want, you got to know who the heck you are, which is why in my program, we start with, who is she? Right? And then you want to really get clear on what you want. It is so true, because how can I know what I want if I don't know who I am? Where am I really in my life right now? So I would say,
and a lot of people struggle with the question, right? Because once you like that, like a lot of people have never even thought of that question. And then, now that we're bringing it up to you, it probably shakes people a little bit, right? You're just thinking about, wow, I don't actually know what I really like. And then, like you said, because I don't actually, do I even know myself well, right? So these are two very pivotal questions.
Mind Valley, Vishen, if you're a Mind Valley member or do any of those programs, he did a survey in his Mind Valley community of hundreds of thousands of people, and 76% of people actually don't know what they want.
And it's funny because when you do know what you want, or you do know yourself, for example, like let's say I for some reason I've always known my purpose in life. And I remember when I was in India once, and I was like in I forget, like, at a temple with gurus and like learning about spirituality and meditations and these kind of things.
So cool.
And and it was really funny because the person was in shock that I actually had an answer. And I think because he's so used to, especially like that foreigners, like people that aren't from India, probably like Canadians or Americans, don't really, we don't think about those kind of things. Surprisingly for me, that was something I had always known in myself what my purpose was in life. And he was just like, because for me it was like one word. I'm just like, for me it's just to learn. And he was just like, and I'm like, that's it. I'm like, I don't know, actually. I'm like, that's why I'm here, is for you to tell me, you know? And I'm just like that. And he was in shock because it was just like, yeah, you know, it's whatever it is in us.
Yes, exactly. And we, our deepest self, our true self, you know, when we came into this world, we were completely authentic. And then we really started to compromise our authenticity because of our surroundings, right? No shame, no blame, but that's the reality. And we started to mold to our environment, right? To the
Mm-hmm.
expectations of others. And so, you know, really knowing what you want and being disciplined enough to get it requires you to come back to your authentic self. And
100%.
that that's the first thing. And I think we always, you know, that whole desire of like, I want, you know, I want quick results. And unfortunately, that mentality will destroy your dreams.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to be willing to go back to the foundation, building the foundation, which is really understanding who you are. And when you
Mm-hmm.
understand who you are, you actually then are standing in your power in a different way. You elevate your confidence because you now have actually, just by doing that, have eliminated a lot of the obstacles and barriers that would have been there hadn't you known. Instead of just going for it and trying to do stuff and, you know, like, we're really experimenting with destiny here. That's what we're doing in our life. And our
Mm-hmm.
goal is to get to that mastery level of awareness where we don't seek answers outside ourselves. We know that they're all coming from within, and that's how we operate. But that takes lifetimes, right? Like, I mean, lifetimes. I mean, very few people are in that mastery level. So for us, we want to know, just start with really, who am I? And you know, I take people through a beautiful practice of unfolding this and asking some powerful questions. I mean, most people don't ask themselves powerful questions. They don't have a curiosity mindset, right? A curiosity mindset is part of a growth mindset. You know, that's how we learn. Think about when we're little. We ask questions all day long. You know, have you ever been around little kids and they're like, literally will ask you a question every minute? And you're like, that's annoying. Well, it's actually, we can learn from them because that's how we learn and that's how we grow.
Mm-hmm. It's
So,
funny how we're not taught to ask ourselves questions and get to
no,
know ourselves. Like, this is not very normal. And when you start doing it, you feel so confused because you're just like, who am I? Who is actually Diana? Like, what does she want? I have no idea. You know, I'm so busy in the grind working, right? That's what usually people that are, we'll talk about people like that are working, you know, the 9 to 5, right? That's usually why you're so busy trying to pay your bills, taking care of the kids, whatever it is, taking care of family, that you don't have that opportunity to be like, if money weren't an option, if money wasn't a barrier, if time wasn't a barrier, like, what would I actually do with myself if I didn't need to work, if I didn't need to take care of the things? You know, that becomes a very confusing question because you're so busy with your life that you don't realize when you take time for yourself that you actually don't know who you are.
yeah, we don't. We wear labels, we wear hats, we wear badges that we've been given since we were young, and it's really clouded our vision. It's clouded our
Mm-hmm.
vision, our ability to see who we are. So, you know, discipline is actually not that hard when you know who you are and what you want.
Mm-hmm.
And the hardest part about discipline is, you know, people think, oh, it's consistency. Well, no, you're consistent at all kinds of things in your life. It's just about being consistent at the things that actually are moving the needle in the direction you want to go. So when you have the clarity of who you are and what you want, you then are more in alignment with that. And then the discipline really comes in training yourself. This is just like you go to the gym. I mean, I mentored women in fitness for 2 decades, and that took a lot of discipline and a lot of training to get the results they want. Right now, and I know you and I are both doing this, we're really training our focus. We're really training our attention. And
Mm-hmm.
that is the discipline that we're working on right now because we understand the benefits to that and us acquiring and stepping into our next level of who we are and what life gets to be about. So wherever you're at right now in your life, like, discipline is really you just finally saying, you know what, I'm not going to let anything else get in my way. And building strategies, building experiences, calling in the support you need. Know that you can't do this by yourself. Know that you need accountability, right? You need the right environment. You need to be having high level conversations with people that are going to stretch you. And, you know, we have a lot of yes people in our lives, people that are just like, you know, they'll just always say the right things and make us feel good. And I'm here to tell you the best thing you can do to get out of a limited mindset into a growth mindset where you are adopting discipline in your life every single day is to get around people that don't tell you what you want to know, or don't tell you what you want to hear, right? Because it's the stuff we don't want to hear. It's the feedback. And we have to be willing to receive feedback when we're working through being disciplined. Discipline is actually being open, receiving feedback, applying it, and improving and continuing that repetitive process. Because that is, if we are not around an environment that's conducive to us experiencing that, it's going to be pretty darn hard to stay focused on our goals and our dreams, to stay focused on bettering ourselves every day, and to stay intentional in everything that we say yes to or no to must check the box if it's in alignment with what we want. And that want can be, where do I want to be in 30 days? Where do I want to be in 30 days? Okay, so now I'm disciplined. I'm stepping into believing that. I'm stepping into what it takes to stay in the energy of that. And I'm going to only say yes to things that are in alignment with that. And that's why I like the short-term goals too. You and I talk about that, right? We have our 21-day sprints. And the 21-day sprint requires accountability, requires focus and attention, requires discipline, requires stretching yourself, and requires really like having the discipline to be like, you know, believing that I'm better. I can be better, and I am better, and I am not willing to believe anything other than that. And anyone that doesn't support that, no, they don't get to be around. They don't get to be experiencing this with me. Doesn't mean you don't love them. It's just you have to look out for you first, because nobody else is going to.
100%. I love that. And one of the things that I like about actually the 21-day challenge too is actually it helps you grow the belief of your goal too. At least that's what I've noticed with me, that I feel like the belief in me getting things done or doing the things that I want to do actually continues to grow more. Whereas like you talk about with the big want, you know, like that want, that thing that you don't even understand how it's going to happen, that goal that is just like seems so far away, makes so sense. I feel like that is like what fuels your energy, like you said, for the discipline. Because it is very true. I feel like that's something I've also noted myself, is that discipline is very easy when you have that fuel pushing you from your want, from that big goal that you want. If it really energizes you and gets you excited, like, oh, I want financial freedom, for example, and it really excites you and you understand the reasons behind what it is that financial freedom you want, I feel that you get that, it pushes you, and the discipline actually does come so easy. It's just making sure you have those. And like that, I feel like the 21-day goals help you just start getting slowly a little closer to that massive big goal that you really want, because you're just like, oh, okay, it gives you the beliefs. Oh man, I was able to do this? That's so crazy. I didn't know I could do that, you know? And then you're like, the next 21-day goal, you know, and you're just slowly growing. So it is, I love what you said. It's so impactful. And one other thing I actually wanted to say was the feedback. I don't know if you wanted to, I feel like we should talk more about the feedback, because I feel that is basically the difference between us, you and I, Tracey, to other people, and other people that are moving forward to people that aren't. We accept
for sure
feedback.
Yeah,
be it
for
good
sure.
or bad, we're accepting it to try to continue forward. What is it like? We don't have fear to the people telling us that we're failing and doing things. Or not telling us that we're doing things, but we're seeing the failures because something didn't work out. We just change and adapt and move on. Oh, do you have anything else that you'd add? Because I feel like the feedback thing is also a huge part of the discipline too. Just because you can have discipline, but the feedback can really just like, if you don't have that strength, it can really like cut the discipline, because you're just like, oh, this is not good anymore. I'm not good at this. I suck at this. You just start putting yourself down.
Yeah. So I'm going to intertwine feedback with just the discipline as being a habit. Okay. So we're forming a habit. That's what we're doing. We're forming a habit. And where, like, you know, you're talking about the 21-day sprint and how, oh, and I did this, and I did that, and it fuels you. But here's the thing, like, sometimes you don't experience your 21-day sprint, or you don't get to your goal, right? And so you have to have the discipline to recommit. And you have to recommit because you are going to be triggered, right? And sometimes it's triggered by feedback, right? Sometimes it's triggered by you didn't get the results you want. Sometimes it's triggered by something in your environment that, you know, has become an obstacle that you could look at. Your perspective could be, this is going to keep me from achieving my goal. Or you could say, I can grow through this. This is an opportunity. This is not a setback. And when I overcome this, I'm going to be even stronger and even more disciplined to get to where I want to go. So it really is truly changing your perspective, and it's a habit. And when it comes to perspective on feedback is really, really important. You know, when I really stepped into some new deep level mentorship, I was scared shitless, okay? Because I felt like out of my comfort zone. I felt like I didn't belong in this community. These were all people that were very, very successful. You know, I hadn't stepped into that space in that way. And for whatever reason, this particular individual mentoring the group really called me forward in a very big way. He basically told me I had a really shitty attitude. And I just wanted to shrink. And I thought, oh, okay, I am clearly not worthy of this group or any of this. But I'm going to tell you, I got off that call, I cried, I released it all, you know, and then I made a decision. I made a decision that this is an opportunity for me to grow. And I made a decision that I was going to gain an understanding of why I had a shitty attitude, what the impact it was having on my ability to create the life that I wanted to create. And then I made the decision to say, I'm going to do whatever it takes to move through this. And that's what I did. And that was last August. And from last August to this August, my business, you know, over 4x'd. And I still sit here going, okay.
You're like, wow, that happened?
But many moments of wanting to quit, many moments of like wanting to throw in the towel, many moments of tears and frustration. But all of those moments of failure, making big mistakes, you know, like doing like workshops where nobody showed up, all of those things allowed me to continue to grow more clarity of who I am, what I want, why I want it. And that just built my belief up even stronger. It built my desire up stronger. And that is helping me with my discipline, because right now, you know, like I'm probably doing more in the next 21 days than people do in a year. And that's requiring me to just like sit my ass down and do whatever it takes. And here's the thing. When it comes to discipline, if you are struggling with discipline in your life, stop making it about you. Stop making what it is that you want to be disciplined for about you. Because here's the thing, what connects all of us together, brothers, sisters, is our desire to make a difference in this world. Whether you've discovered what that is or not at this point in your life, or you maybe won't even in this lifetime, or maybe you already have a clear vision of what that is, that's what binds us all together. It's very powerful. So when you know that, when you have that, and you're like, oh, I don't want to do that today, or oh, it just feels like so much work, or that's really hard. Listen, you've got to understand what is the impact I want to make, and you've got to look beyond your frustration in that moment and understand that when you don't move through with discipline, you are pulling energy from that impact that you want to make. And that impact is the stuff that moves this world, creates a better place, and has a ripple effect on just absolute legacy. While you're here, after you're gone, you want to stay in the zone of that. And there's many things that we're disciplined at. There's a lot of
And I
things we're
think
disciplined
that we're
on.
so conditioned, like you said, because it's a habit. There's so many habits that we're so used to, you don't even see them as part of your life until, for example, someone makes you aware of it. Usually that's what it is, that someone makes you aware of a habit that you have. And then, you realize it's actually, like you said, a discipline is actually very easy once you get it in. And a lot of them have probably forgotten all the different types of things that we're disciplined at just because it's been so many years.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say discipline is easy, but what I would say is the more you stay and make sure discipline is top of mind, like write yourself a discipline affirmation. Like if there's something that you're just really wanting to do right now and you keep defaulting back to your old pattern, or you keep creating reasons why you can't, like really like be direct, loving, and honest with yourself. Get that shit out, write it down, and be like, okay, I gotta take control of this. This is because what happens is the longer you let that linger, you're gonna feel like you don't have control of your life. And that is not a good feeling. And that is putting you into a really low vibration. And your ideas, your dreams, your desires are running way up here. And if you want to get there and you want to create them and make them a reality and have the impact in this world you want, you've got to elevate. And that is through environment, that is through experiences, that is through stretching yourself and getting really freaking uncomfortable. And that is through putting your, like, I speak to women, so I'm like, put your big girl pants on, tighten your ponytail, and go. like legit. And have people in your corner to get you there. Like I could not be where I am without mentorship. Mentorship is a lifestyle. If you really are someone who's ambitious and want to create something amazing in your life, you have to have mentorship. Get over yourself. You cannot do this by yourself. And there is nothing more powerful than investing in you, because nobody else is going to tell you to do it. You got to tell yourself. You got to have the discipline to say, okay, yes, this is going to require time. Yes, it's going to require money. And I'm going to be disciplined enough to step into this because I'm intentional. I know what I want. And this is going to help me get there. And I'm ready and open to receiving. And I'm ready to participate in my life and not sit on the bench anymore and watch other people doing what I know I'm capable of doing too.
100%. I love that you said that. And especially just like you said, actually it's true. Discipline isn't easy, but I feel like you start getting indicators once you really start knowing, like, or if I feel like your energy starts increasing a lot, like you said, environment, mentorship, all that. You want to be in the right groups, the right people for sure. But also when you have that self-discovery in yourself, because you start getting like energy kind of coming at you just because you know what you want, and you're almost, if anything, like focusing all that energy into one place, and you get this energy that you're like, you want to do it. And I feel like those things, once you start feeling those energy, you'll see like certain things just start coming quicker in discipline. You're like, oh, I'm going to go write this. I'm going to go do that. And you start feeling those things. But like you said, but then it's also the maintenance part, because you'll get those glimpses of energy where you go, but then it's like you have to like remind yourself about it, what it is that you want, why you're doing it, to continually getting that energy to maintain the discipline. Like some days we just don't want to do it.
But discipline isn't just about doing, it's really about being. So you have to be disciplined to find stillness in your day, right? You have to be disciplined. You have to be disciplined to, to follow through with your commitments and promise to yourself. So that could be going to bed earlier, right? Like I'm right now. So I have an incredible event happening at the end of September called the Get Out of Her Damn Way Summit. It's part of my movement. And if you are a woman watching this or any of Diana's followers, you want to get into this. You want to get into this summit, get registered. It's a free summit. And I'm challenging everybody to be part of the ripple effect. Don't let it stop with you. Encourage 10 other women to join. And this is all about us locking arms together. And it took a lot of discipline for me to actually step into the power of doing this. It took discipline of me sitting in stillness and recognizing, who am I? What's my reason for being here? And following what was in my heart, right? We want to have the discipline to actually like start listening to what's going on the inside. Because what's going on the inside is absolutely whatever you see on the outside is an absolute direct correlation to what's going on the inside. So sometimes it's just having discipline enough to say, okay, I'm going to actually start spending quality time with myself every single day. Now, does that mean you have to sit there for hours? No. I'm talking start your day off and end your day. Bookend your day when it puts you in as the most important person in the world. Because if you don't do that, nobody else will. And having the discipline to do that truly, truly has allowed me to be introspective and to start really, really being direct, loving, and honest with myself of where I'm at. Because a lot of people think that they're here and they're riding this wave. And I did that for years. I did it in the corporate world. I did it as an entrepreneur with my wellness business. And it took me accepting feedback to start to get real with myself. And that took discipline for me to even be open enough to receive that. And when I became open enough to receive that, then I started to accept new ideas. And when I started to accept new ideas, then I started to adopt new habits. And I started to be disciplined enough to make the changes because I got glimpses of evidence that this just felt good. I didn't really know what it necessarily meant or the impact it was going to have, but it had a compound effect that took me to places I didn't think possible.
I love it. So true. I'm so excited for your event. I've registered. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot of amazing speakers coming on. I think what you're doing is like such an amazing movement that I just can't imagine like where you're going to be honest. Because you say it's taking you so long. For me, watching you, because we started at the same time, I feel the other way around. I feel like you're just like trailblazer and gone off to like who knows where, and I'm like, wait for me.
Oh, well, you know, I'm just really following my heart, and I decided to adopt an attitude of nothing is going to get in my way, which is why the Get Out of Her Damn Way movement literally was birthed from my heart. You know, I wear my heart on my sleeve. This is what you get. You know, I don't sugarcoat anything. I didn't when I was coaching women in fitness. It's like, girls, if you want results, this is what it's going to take. And I coach my women in the same way. I have an amazing program called Unstoppable Her. And if you're interested in learning more about that, message me. I'd love to tap you in. And we really do we're really creating what it takes to be unstoppable, to actually get out of your damn way and to actually start to friggin' live your life. And it's never too late. I mean, I changed my whole career at 52 years old. And, you know, I'm going to be 54 and I've never loved life more than I ever have ever. And it took a lot of discipline to get here. But if I can do it, anybody else can do it too. Anybody can.
Yes, 100%. Anything else before we go? Anything else? Do you want to share some more information about your event,
Summit.
when it is? Yeah,
Anything
else?
That would be amazing. Yeah. So the Get Out of Her Damn Way Summit is happening September 27th, 28th, 29th. And I'll send you, do you have the link, Diana?
Yeah.
I think you have the link.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. If you can share that.
Amazing.
Yeah. And so register for the event.
And also just so everyone knows, like you'll be tagged in it too. So even you can go into Tracey's profile, check out everything, and she'll have even more information on there. So she will be tagged too.
Yeah. Okay, amazing. Yes. And if you want to like have a quick chat or you've got some questions, please message me. This event is September 27th, 28th, 29th. We have 20 incredible speakers coming, and there's wisdom, there's stories, there's gifts, there's strategies, there's tools, there's resources, there's empowering energy. You know, I don't empower you. You are a self-empowered woman. We want to get you there, but not just a self-empowered woman for the day, for the rest of your life. And that's what we're talking about. I'm already planning my next event in January. And but this event, the Get Out of Her Damn Way, this is just the beginning. I'm here to tell you, I know without a shadow of a doubt that this is going to be the biggest, the most talked about women empowerment movement that there is globally today. And I am so excited. I want to reach as many women as possible. And this is a free event. There's an amazing opportunity for you to get replays for lifetime access and a whole bunch of other bonuses as well. You can't make those days, but it is going to be powerful, powerful, powerful. So register. Every single woman, honestly, should be registered for this event. There is nothing stopping you. Get out of your damn freaking way. register, come, be in the energy, these kinds of events. And I'm going to tell you, I went to a workshop and I went all in. I was all in for myself. I treated it like I invested $1,000 for this workshop, and that workshop changed my life. This workshop, this event, this summit can change yours too.
Love it. I'm so excited to be to be at the event and yeah, so if you guys want any information, if you want to see what Tracey Lee's up to these days, she'll be tagged on here, so you'll be able to follow her and just keep track of what she's up to, especially for the ladies. I mean, I'm sure the men too, but all the events and things are for the ladies. So if you want to, she's awesome. She does such amazing things. She's a trailblazer in the industry, and it's going to be insane to see what happens, to be honest. Like, keep an eye on Tracey, because I can't imagine in like 6 months from now, I think things are just going to be insanely insane, to be honest.
And
if
right back at you, Diana, you know, you are an incredible soul. You're a heart-led leader, and you know, you are a disruptor. And disruptors are the kind of people we want to be spending time with, because they're willing to step into an arena where most people aren't. And I know that what you're creating has been in your heart for a very long time, and it's coming to life. It's being manifested, and truly, truly, like, reach out to this powerhouse, because like, this is the kind of stuff that we want to be a part of. If you really want to step into your power too, you can borrow Diana's belief to help you get what you want. And that's really cool.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you so much. I love your kind words, and everyone like that. If you're not following me already, definitely follow me, because you'll get to see all the different shows that I have. You can see what's going on, like that, my big project, my real estate investing platform, where you'll get to be around many different types of real estate investors, real estate professionals, real estate mentors. So if you're interested in really deep diving and getting to know the real estate world and staying current, you're going to want to be in my platform, because there's so many amazing things. It's going to transform the way real estate is happening now, so you're going to want to be there. So get into my bio. And any final words on discipline before we go, Tracey?
Just do it.
Just
no one's
do it.
No one's gonna friggin' tell you to do it. The only person
Just like the
is
Nike
you.
slogan.
Just
Nike
do
slogan.
it.
Just do
Yes.
it.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you. I so appreciate you. I appreciate all your listeners. This was a lot of fun.
This was a lot of fun. Thank you, Tracey. Thank you, everyone. And we'll see everyone in the next episode. Bye, everyone. Bye, Tracey.